Here was it was a perfect combination of weather conditions and topography that really decimated the town of Lahaina. This is a town of about 20,000. It can be teeming with tourists just about any time of the year because the weather is so beautiful there year-round. It's on the western shore of Maui. So here's a look up Front Street, okay? So you're looking northbound in this direction. These are all shops, restaurants, what have you. So the building that was on fire, I'm going to circle it, it's right there. That's the Lahaina Pizza Company. Next to that is the Lahaina Galleries. And so that's what was burning. You see where the tree was, and the fire was right behind that, and the smoke that was blowing over top of that. So that's a look at Front Street, and just to the left of your screen there is where the ocean is, right? So Front Street sits right here. Here's where the harbor is, and the Pacific Ocean is right there. This is the famous banyan tree. It's 150 years old, and the courthouse that sits right in here. But so much of this was scorched because the way the winds are blowing in this direction, basically in a northeast direction, and pushing the flames over the town and then out toward the water. And really the only thing that put out the flames was that there was nothing else to burn. It went all the way, the fire ran all the way to the Pacific Ocean. But all of this has been burned, and you saw the gentleman that was there on the docks trying to get everyone on their boats and out. Well, also the dock just scorched as well. But most of this area that we're viewing right here is all kind of commercial area, tourist area. You've got a lot of resorts here. You've got the boats, you've got a lot of places where people can stay, and then you've got the commercial area. We've got the shops and the restaurants, lots of shopping here, sidewalks on both sides of the street. Let's back it out a little bit more, and that tells a different story, right? So this is where everyone shops or hangs out or lives, right? You've got residential area up in here, residential area to the north, residential area to the south, and in between is where you have all the businesses. But if you go back off of the streets here, about 5 or 6 blocks, all right? This is how wide it is. Notice you've got a lot of farmland here, right? A lot of things that can burn. So you've got fruits, vegetables, herbs that we're growing here. And then you see the mountain just in the distance here. And again, this is not a long distance. You've got a real quick slope back down to the water. Again, these are volcanoes that erupted out of the Pacific Ocean. So the peak here, Pu'ukakui, this is 5,788 feet. But you see all the cuts in that volcano, right? So what you're going to end up getting is a little bit of funneling of wind down some of these canyons like this. Not to mention, you've actually got winds that'll downslope over those mountains. They were coming from the northeast on the other side of the mountains, and the winds would be coming towards you. So they come down the mountain slope, they compress, they can accelerate, and it blows all of those flames out toward the ocean here. North to south in Lahaina here is about 4 miles. So from basically about, here to here is roughly 4 miles or so. The major hub on Maui is Kahului, and that's on the eastern side of the island. This is where the airport is. This is where you have a lot of the industry. This is where the cruise ships will come into. So Kahului sits right up about here. It's about a 25-mile drive down to, say, Lahaina here, or 25 miles up to Kapalua, about 25 miles down to Wailea. Now, these places on the west side of the island are very, very popular. You've got the snorkeling down here at Wailea. You've got the Molokini Crater. It's world-class snorkeling. You've got the great shops and fishing around Lahaina. And then you've got the golf courses up around Kapalua. Everything you could want. And then there's, of course, the infamous Hana Highway that's on this side. So there's a lot to do in Maui. It's a very diverse island. But it's also got these big peaks as well. And you've got Haleakala National Park as well. There was a fire that's burning right about here, and then the big blaze that hit town, which was right here. So 2 different fires with the wind that was blowing about 80 miles an hour in this direction. Again, coming over the mountains, downsloping into Lahaina. Here, mostly remote locations over the mountains, then coming down, but very little to burn here other than forested area. But devastating impacts, Alex, because of the atmospheric conditions as well as topography of this beautiful island. Yeah.